Hey guys, welcome to number 5 of the West Ham career mode, and to start off this episode we have got a game in the Europa League against Midtjylland, the Danish team. Currently we're the top of the group with 6 points, 2 wins, 1 loss of course. In the EFL Cup we have got a game against Hull in this episode, potentially going through to the semi-final, and in the league we're only 3 points off the top, so we're in a very good position, but we need to make sure in this episode that we keep up that form, because quite quickly we could drop out of tournaments left, right and centre and start to drop points in the Premier League. So as you can see, I don't know any of them players. I'm trying to think. No, none of them. Could be anyone. Literally could put any names on that team. So we go into the game here in the first 10 minutes. Not too sure how that wasn't a penalty there from Ogbonna, but then the clearance was absolutely terrible. Still not quite cleared it, and luckily the shot went straight down Lopez's throat to save it there. Then 10 minutes later they get a free kick, gets the ball into the box, they do chest it down, pass it across, and I'm not too sure who scores. It's Pusic, I think it is. That's what his name is anyway. And yeah, we find it very difficult in this game against Midtjylland. The team that's like, I don't know, 2.5, maybe 3-star rated. So I'll go for this, I don't know, 2-4-2 formation. I'm just literally going all out for this last 20 minutes of the game here. Bernardo Silva with the shot, clips the top of the crossbar, and I believe that is like one of the few chances we do have in this second half. Another one there, not really much of a chance, like the keeper pretty much had it all day long. And we do drop points in the Europa League against probably one of the worst teams in this tournament. As you can see, we only had 1 shot on target in the entire game, and we were playing with 4 up front for the last like 25 minutes, which kind of shows we're not doing well tactically. So I'm actually going to be changing the formation for this next game in the league against Stoke. We're going to be doing it with the left forward and right forward, a bit more of a attacking formation, pushing those fullbacks slightly further up, and hopefully it just means we can get a few more shots off, hopefully, and get a win. So looking at the Stoke City lineup, we are at home. Shaqiri on the right, Boney up front, Jack Butland in goal, of course, Martins Indy and Shaw Cross in the defence. Quite a good team, not the best of central midfielders, but still some very good players. And we go into the game here in the first 23 minutes. Really good save there from Jack Butland. And that is about it from the game. Literally nothing happened. It was one of the most boring games of FIFA to ever play. Like, I think Bojan had 1 header at goal. And as you can see here, Stoke had 5 shots. We had 1. That 1 shot I showed you, that was it. That was the only chance we had. And we only got a point from the game. So obviously dropping points, we do need to do a little bit better in this next game against Tottenham Hotspur at White Hart Lane. Obviously is it North London derby, or is it just a London derby? I'm not too sure, to be honest. I don't know if West Ham is like is West Ham in the west of London? That seems like the logical thing, but maybe they're not. But anyway, we go through a 3-5-2 in this game with the 2 strikers up front. Hopefully we can get a few more shots off in this game than more than 1, of course. We go into the first 10 minutes against Tottenham, obviously a very good team. They get the ball into the box, and Luis Gustavo, luckily with his weak foot, does volley that over the bar. If that was with his stronger foot, it probably would have been in the back of the net. As you can see there, Belotti does go down injured, and it's a forced substitution, which generally means he's going to be out for like 1, maybe 2 months. So not exactly what we were looking for. Into the second half then, a good early shot there from Spurs. Then Andy Carroll off the bench, goes down this right-hand side, clips it into the box. Bernardo Silva with a lovely little finish there. He's like the one player at this club that's actually doing something. Like the rest of them, you could literally put anyone in the team. But Bernardo Silva's that one player that will find the space, find the chance, and will get us the goals at the end of the day, either assisting or by shooting, of course. A very good signing and a pretty good Pirate replacement, to be honest. I know he's doing quite well at Monaco this year. I think they are top of the league, if I'm not mistaken, so obviously doing quite well in real life. Obviously Pochettino not happy to concede that goal in the first 5 minutes of the second half. Then literally a minute later, Heung-min Son goes very close there at the near post. Then 15 minutes later, we do win the ball, but we give it literally straight back to him. Troy Deeney up front for Spurs. Son goes past the defender, and they make it 1-1 with 15 minutes to go. Really poor passing there from Nainggolan to pass it straight to Troy Deeney for Spurs. Then in the dying moments, Moussa Sissoko with the shot there, just wide of the post. Kind of lucky to get away with that. And again, 1-1. Not many shots as well. If you look here, we had 3. I know we tripled our amount of shots in target. Like, we got more shots in that game than the first 2 games. Unfortunately, Belotti is going to be out for 8 or 9 weeks. It was one or the other, I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's kind of crazy. I'm in like this really poor run of form, and then England go, do you know what? You're the kind of man we're looking for. So we're going to go into the next game against Sparta Moscow in the Europa League. Very early on in the match, first 15 minutes, ball into the box. They do find at the back of the net there with, I'm not too sure who it is, to be frankly honest. It will say his name about now. Still don't know who he is. It could be anyone. Literally, Glovashlavshi or whatever. I don't know what that name was, to be honest. Superman punch from the keeper there to keep the ball out there in the first half. In the second half we go then. 9-goal, and with the shot, deflects. Keeper pushes it wide for a corner. Then into the 64th minute of the match here. Nice and easy, head into the box. Really good save there. I think it came off his face from Anthony Lopez in goal for us. Then in the 69th minute of the match, Luis again holding up the ball, waiting for the pass. Eventually chips it into the back post. And they make it 2-0. And in this current moment, we are going out of the Europa League. We are currently out of the top 2. And that is how the game does end. We've lost against Midtjylland and we've lost against Sparta Moscow. I believe we did beat both of those in the first 3 games. So I don't know what we're going to do, to be frankly honest. We've got 1 shot on target again. So I'm going to look to change the formation again for this next game against Hull, because quite clearly we're not getting enough shots off. We're going to have to go to a 4-2-3-1, a formation that it's proven to work on FIFA, so I may as well use it and hopefully get the results that we do need. Of course, it isn't the most creative thing in the world, but it does work quite nicely. As you can see there, Bernardo Silva getting so close, it's stupid. It was like a underside of the crossbar, bounces on the line. Then into the near post there. Winston Reid with the header to make it 1-0 in the game in the first 30 minutes. Glad that we got that goal, because it's been really painful not to score in the early moments of the game and then just have to wait. And yeah, we do double the lead straight away in the second half. Bernardo Silva again creating, scoring. He's literally the only thing that makes goals at this club at the moment. It's kind of frustrating. Like, if he's not playing, we're probably going to lose the game. So yeah, we do get the 2-0 lead there in the 47th minute. Then it gets all the way to the 90th minute. Hull City lobbing everyone at goal. Does eventually put one to the back of the net. I think it was Evandro from Porto, I believe that is. And that's how the game does end. So we do go through to the semi-final of the League Cup, which, you know, it's not the most amazing accomplishment in the world, but still, a cup's a cup. It looks like we are probably going to go out of the Europa League. Like, at the moment, I think the team above us have 9 points. We have 6 points, and the team at top has 10 points. So we literally have to hope that Sparta Moscow drop points and we beat, I think it's the team in the top of the group. We have to beat them by like 3 goals. So very difficult, to be frankly honest. So we're going to go back to this 4-2-3-1 again against Arsenal. It did quite well in that last game against Hull, but whether the board will be happy with us obviously going out of the Europa League, we'll have to see. In the Premier League, we've got a very good defensive record. Only 3 goals in like 20 games, I think it is. Maybe 15, 20 games, something like that. But looking at this Arsenal lineup, they've got Laporte, the new signing in the defence. Welbeck, Walcott, Sanchez, Cazorla, Coquelin, Elneny, Czech, Shoni, Bellerin and Monreal. Very good Arsenal team, of course. A lot of pace in that attacking areas. Very good holding midfielders. And Laporte in the defence. I'm not too sure where Mustafi is, to be frankly honest. But nevertheless, 37th minute of the match here. Bernardo Silva picks up the ball on the edge of the box. And he does an absolute amazing shot from nothing. Literally from nothing. I thought, I'll just hit the ball from here, see what happens. And again, Bernardo Silva, the one man that can literally just pull anything out of the bag and get us a goal. So, really glad that we did score that in the first half against Arsenal. Like, you give the ball to Arsenal, they're going to score at some point. So, you've got to get the goals when it does matter. And they go through in the 90th minute of the match here. Danny Welbeck goes clean through, whiskers wide of the post, and I believe that is how the game does end. So, again, not the most interesting game in the world. That's the thing. Like, we're not doing that amazingly. We're kind of getting lucky, as you can see. Arsenal only have 1 shot. We have 3 shots. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the board are going to be happy. The fact, as you can see there, we're on 6 points. Sparta Moscow on 9 and Genk on 10. I think we are playing Genk in our next game, and we have to win by, like, the goal difference basically needs to be better, and we need to hope that Midtjylland beat Sparta Moscow. If Sparta Moscow beat Midtjylland, we're out of the Europa League. So we'll have to see what happens in the next episode. It's going to be really tight. It's like something that shouldn't have happened. We spent like nearly 100 million on players, and we can't beat like a Danish team that's probably like a League One standard in the English leagues. But nevertheless, we're going to end off this episode here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Make sure you do smash the like button, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and see you soon. Bye.